ATG Rel is here, Terrell is here, Around the Geek, to bring you the official review from Around the Geek for Fast 10, Fast X, whatever you want to call it. Man, that's nothing I ever thought that I would hear myself saying almost 20 something years later, that the Fast and Furious franchise would make it to 10 movies, man. Because after Tokyo Drift, it got a little. I'm like, this is done. You know, when Bow Wow and the white boy popped in, I'm like, oh, this might be the end for the franchise. And look, I was wrong. I was wrong. Not only did it get better, but it got more ridiculous. Not only did it get more ridiculous, but it came with a set of superpowers for each individual character. I absolutely love these movies. And look, I'm here to talk about Fast 10, right? So Fast 10, you know, if you've seen the trailers, you already know we got a new villain. We got Aquaman himself. You know, Aquaman himself, which is coming in. He's coming. He's playing the villain, Mr. Jason Momoa himself. I had to take a look in because I'm like, oh, Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is here playing the villain of Dante. I don't want to spoil it for you guys that are going to go see the movie, but he's playing Dante, and I'm just going to say that Jason Momoa is playing the hell out of Dante. He is by far one of the best villains in the Fast and the Furious franchise that I have ever seen out of this 10 movies, and all of them are ridiculous. You know, when Jason Statham was the villain, when his brother was the villain, was the guy Herman Reyes is the villain, and and Rio. I'm trying to think who else. Cypher, who's somehow still alive. In all of these movies, I guess because they just really want Charlize Theron and she's amazing. But Dante, Jason Momoa, he plays the hell out of this character. Absolutely comes in and delivers every scene. And I mean, like, it just to the point where it's comedic. It's a little scary at times. Like, you know, he's losing his mind. He kind of comes off like, you know, a Joker to a Batman character. Like, he's completely aware of the character that he needs to be for this movie, and I'm 100% all in for it. But this movie is nothing if it's not all about family, right? So the family comes back together, for the 10 movie franchise, which I think we all know this was supposed to be like a part 1, part 2. If you guys didn't know, this was already announced. Not a spoiler there, but we're supposed to get some parts out of this movie. So everybody comes in and does their thing. Of course, we got Vin Diesel. We know Vin Diesel coming back as Dominic Toretto. Dominic Toretto has his son Brian, little Brian, because that was the name that they chose in respect to Paul Walker, which he probably could have called him Paul or something, but that's neither here or there. No question to the writing. But he comes in, he plays the Luke Cage, the Superman character, because like I said, everybody now in the Fast franchise has superpowers. So if you coming into this movie looking for logic, if you come into this movie asking why does this make sense, then you already don't need to be in this movie. I don't want to isolate you, but the people that have been watching these Fast movies know what they're coming in to see. I did not go into this looking for plot. I did not come into this looking for good story. I came in to have fun with the family, have a good time, possibly go back to outer space, have some jokes, some good action, and see some ridiculousness here that I know that a normal person should die from. And I did not question it. And that's what the Fast and the Furious franchise is bringing us now, and I'm not mad at it. But yeah, Dominic Toretto's here. We have his son. They have scenes with his son here. We finally see a little older version of him. They definitely explain that there's been a time skip here, so we get an older Brian. I want to say it's been a couple years since whatever, because the timeline in between these stories is not really explained well as to how much time is actually passing. We assume that they're actually passing with the actual flow of real time. So if you go back to Fast and the Furious, which was 2001 to now, we've assuming that they have all been good for 20 something years. And in that regard, a lot of these people have aged well. Vin Diesel, I think, has just aged into the body that he has. Jordana Brewster, who's playing Mia, she damn near looks the same. She comes back because we have to have Mia, because there's no reason that she shouldn't be a part of the family, and that's his sister, right? She definitely has a really good scene here with her nephew. And I really like that this movie gives a lot of the women here a lot more to do. And I feel like they always do that in the Fast franchise. Like the women definitely take charge in this just as easily as the men. This is no longer just a franchise for guys. This is no longer just it's the franchise where you get a little bit of ass in between each of the street races and stuff like that. But no, the women have a lot to do, and they get into the fights because we've had Ronda Rousey, Michelle Rodriguez, so many other female protagonists and villains and stuff in these movies. Like I said, Cypher, Charlize Theron, everybody comes in and brings the show. We've had Gal Gadot, who was in previous movie. She died, but that's neither here nor there. Like I said, they give a lot of the characters a lot to do, and a lot of characters have had a lot of character development. I know that's a crazy thing to say in the Fast and the Furious movie, but character development is a thing in this movie, and I appreciate it. Even though they didn't need it, I appreciate it. But yeah, Jordana Brewster's back. Tyrese is back as Roman, because this is his job. This is how he gets paid. I haven't seen him anything else, but he comes in and does a really good job as Roman, man. I really like his character. He is definitely the heart. I would say, since they introduced him in Too Fast, Too Furious, he is definitely the heart of the franchise. He is definitely the one that brings the comedic timing exactly when we need it. And I never really thought of Tyrese as a comedian, but I think he really fits this role perfectly well. Almost kind of like the audience a little bit. He's the audience, and we're supposed to be seeing the movie through his lens and how ridiculous it is. Letty, of course, Letty Ortiz, Michelle Rodriguez is back. Like I said, she's coming in, she's kicking ass. She is the wife of one Dominic Toretto. If I have any complaint about the entire franchise, is that they really want me to believe that these two people are attracted to each other, and I just cannot buy it. That's just me. Nothing to do with the rest of the movie. I love these two characters. I love their love. I love their relationship. But I just, for some reason, just cannot see Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez together. It's just not selling for me. Every movie I see them, they have a love scene. I'm like, there is zero chemistry here, and I'm not feeling it. We got Ludacris who's still playing Taj. He's been back since Fast and Furious. Again, when did Too Fast and Furious come? Like 2004. So Taj is back as the smart black geek. He's the hacker. He does everything. He's back. He comes back and does his thing. He has his moments with Roman. We have Jacob coming back from the last Fast and the Furious, who we just found out was Dominic Toretto's long lost brother that apparently nobody talked about for 20 years. But hey, I'm not going to question that. He's the super spy brother that we didn't know we needed, and I'm glad we have him. John Cena is the amazing part of this franchise, and thank you, God, for every WWE star that we can get in this star, because look, this is the franchise for you. This is your Expendables. This is what you need. Again, I'm just gonna go down the cast here, right? Helen Mirren has no business being in the Fast and the Furious movies, but yet here she is, and she has a small role here. She's never really had nothing big, but she comes in and does her role very well. She's very aware of what this is, and she absolutely nails it. Shout out to Helen Mirren for taking the time out of your busy day to do this movie for us. Thank you so much. Brie Larson is coming in as Tess now. I know that was like something that was like announced. She comes in. She has her moments here. Because we know Brie Larson now was like an action star, I guess, because of Captain Marvel. I'm not really sure. She's trying to like branch out and do a little bit more, but I definitely appreciate it. Like Brie Larson comes into the thing. Like I said, Cypher's back. We knew she was coming back. I mean, if you've seen the trailers, I mean the whole last movie was about her. I gotta go back and watch that movie, but. Yeah, like she was she's been the big villain for a long time. She's the one, if you haven't seen this already, but she's the one that killed Dominic's baby mama before he got back with before Letty, his son's mom. So there's still a lot of hate there. And don't believe for 1 second that it's over with. It won't be dealt with. But she comes back and does her thing. Oh man, Jack Reacher himself, Alan Richardson, man, this guy's had one hell of a year, hell of a couple years, man. He ever since like he's where has he been in? This is the guy from Blue American State or Blue Mountain State. If you've seen that show, you cannot even process that this is even the same guy. He was just on Titans. He was Hawk, and now he's playing Jack Reacher, and he does an amazing role. So you already know he's bringing that muscle, he's bringing that action to this thing. He does an amazing job here, and I loved every moment that he's in this movie. I don't want to mention who's playing the son. It's Leo Abello Perry. He's playing Little Brian. That's what we're calling him, Little Brian. He does a really good job here. Even as a child actor, I think he does an amazing job. Definitely acclimating himself into the franchise, but bringing the kids into this, I think sets this up, because I think they had like a little series on Netflix or something like that where it was like kid version, but just kind of down the line, if they wanted to continue this franchise, we're bringing the kids. So we got Brian's son, Dom's son, and then whoever else who decides to have a son. We could do so much more with this franchise. Universal struck gold, lightning in the bottle with this, and we just keep moving. We know Jason Statham's back. Nathalie Emmanuel, she's back as Ramsey. I honestly couldn't tell you as I watched this if her Ludacris character was supposed to have been a thing. They just really never established it. But she comes back and does her hacking thing. And then, like I said, I mean, I don't want to. Han's back, of course, was played by Sung Kang. Let me say that right. We just found out that he came back because he was missing since Tokyo Drift, and apparently nobody dies. And the Fast and the Furious franchise, nobody on the hero side, at least. Then again, I'm gonna say that nobody from the villain side has died either, because there's been a couple characters that definitely should have been gone and have somehow managed to continue. But yeah, just overall, I'm just really happy to say, like, man, the movie was amazing. The music, the soundtrack was on point. Every song selectively picked very, very well. Every movie, it's like, okay, how are they going to outdo themselves? How are they going to top the action? Don't think about it. It's great. You're going to have a good time. Again, it's ridiculous. The movie is completely self-aware of itself. And that's something that I think was hilarious. There's multiple comments made throughout the movie about how self-aware the movie is of how ridiculous it is that you cannot help but laugh. This is one of the things I think that just takes this movie definitely to the top, because once you've broken that wall, it doesn't even matter at that point. Movie's completely self-aware. But again, it's another movie where we get to go all over around the world. We get to see some different things, and everybody has a great moment here. Like I said, this movie is designed to be a multi-part thing. This is set up to be basically our end game in Infinity War for the Fast and Furious franchise, and you can see it definitely as it develops, and how kind of like the everything big is being set up for the next part. I don't want to spoil anything, but again, everybody in this movie, the cast is so freaking big. I can sit here and talk about everybody for at least an hour a piece about how much I like it. But 10 movies, man, who would have thought? 10 movies of Fast and the Furious. We've gone from taking gasoline and boosting DVD players to being international freaking super spies with all the tech and gadgets and superpowers. Because if Dominic Toretto can launch himself out of a car over a bridge and fall into a window, no damage. Oh, maybe that one time in Fast and the Furious 1, if you thought it was ridiculous. Now let's go back to Fast and Furious 1 and think about the time Dominic Toretto got hit by a car after barely missing a train, got out that car with absolutely no problem, took Brian's car and sped off. Wow. Sit here, have a good time. Look, it's 10 movies, man. Jason Momoa, if Jason Momoa doesn't sell this movie for you, then you need to be here for family. This movie is absolutely amazing. I will absolutely be seeing this again. I will be taking all my friends and family to see this. I need that next part to be here already. I need the Fast 11, whatever they're gonna call it. I don't know when we got to this thing in movies where we just do. I guess Harry Potter started. I feel like Harry Potter started this because they did like the Part 7, Part 1, Part 2, whatever it is, and then Hunger Games Part 1. We started doing that. We don't need that. Just name another movie and just make it 11 and 12. How about we just do that, or whatever? How many it's gonna be? I hope we can keep this franchise going together. Again, I never thought I'd be here to say 20-something years later that we're getting a new Fast and the Furious movie. and I love every single ridiculous moment of it. I love the characters. I love the actors. I love everybody involved in this franchise. Man, rest in peace to Paul Walker, man. I mean, I wish he could have been here to see this get to the level it is. I'm happy that they're able to continue on in this memory and keep this thing going, keep this franchise going. It is absolutely amazing. Again, if you please do not come into this movie looking for plot. Don't come into this trying to make sense of nothing. Watch it, have a good time. Don't try to critic it. Look, I had fun, I had a blast. I want to see it again. I want to own this movie. I want to watch this like multiple times of how ridiculous this is. I want to take friends and family, and you should too. Like I said, this movie's coming out. May 19th? But check it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below when you get a chance, or if you leave me your opinions of what you think is going to happen. I'm not going to confirm anything, obviously, but I'll like your comments, and I appreciate you for watching this video. But go see Fast 10, Fast X, 10 movies, family, baby, and I'll see you guys next time for another review. See you.